Joining us now is Justin Sun, TRON Founder, Huobi Global Advisor, and Ambassador of Grenada to the WTO. Justin, good to have you on the show. So earlier you gave an interview just hours ago to Bloomberg, and the reporter you spoke with, Tom McKenzie, tweeted, "Justin Sun tells me he's prepared to provide FTX with billions in aid. Need to do full diligence. Good moment to show unity in crypto industry." Is this true? And can you clarify, are you prepared to provide billions of dollars to FTX?
So first of all, I think we are having to prepare to provide billions of dollars to FTX. I think previously what I mean is more like basically I think the right now FTX probably need billions of dollars to take it back to normal. And right now, obviously, I think we are trying our best to evaluate the situation and also to conduct full due diligence to making the next move.
If you were to help FTX, what would you be able to do? Make customers whole or consider buying FTX?
So first of all, I think right now this is not like our priority, right? So when we first get into the situation, I think the first priority for us is protect the interest of TRX and the TRON ecosystem token holders' interest. So that's why we basically eventually reach agreement of FTX to offer 1-to-1 ratio redemption for all the TRX, BDT, JST, SUN, and HT holders on FTX. So I think this is a small step, but still we show some unity in the crypto industry. And I think we will continue to discuss to see what's the next step.
Yeah, we are seeing TRX, the native token of the TRON network, surging as on crypto exchange FTX. It went from 12 cents to 29 cents yesterday after you agreed to move TRON-based assets from FTX to external wallets. So how are you doing this? And is this essentially a deal alone to FTX?
First of all, I think we have done this before. So I think 2 years ago, OKX exchange also experienced a short period of time of like liquidity problem for token holder to withdraw the money. I think we are the first one offer help to them and to eventually resolve the situation. So I think for this time for FTX is the same. I think our on top of our mind is just to help TRON and the TRX token holders to make sure their assets will always guarantee 1-to-1.
Why would anybody want to buy FTX in your estimation? This is a company that might be saddled with a lot of lawsuits, a lot of legal liability, a lot of potential criminal liability. Is there any reason whatsoever somebody would say, yes, I'll put in billions of dollars to take over and take on this problem? Would a TRON be able to handle all the legal hassles that are involved in what could be a very complicated, messy, and potentially disastrous case for whoever owns FTX?
Yes, I kind of agree with you. I think right now is definitely, I think, very tricky situation. So that's why when we first get into the partnership of like 1-to-1 ratio plan, we don't want to commit a lot, right? So that's why I think right now we just gathering information, evaluating it, and also see what we can do here. So that's why we don't want to further commit to anything, and I understand the situation is very complicated. I think we will stay like very cautious and also see in this kind of the situation how we can protect customer, protect our users, and also to guarantee the brand for everybody in the crypto industry.
So Justin, if you were to strip out, in any acquisition, of course, you want to value each individual part of the assets. And some people that I've spoken to said, you know what, we really love the FTX platform as a trading platform, even though maybe what the assets that were involved in the way they were handled were terrible. If you were to strip out, let's say, the software part of it, how much do you think that would be worth alone? And maybe even some of the branding? Do you have an estimate on what that valuation would be?
I think at least for right now, if you want to develop like a full function crypto exchange, with derivatives and spot trading, I think with a good brand name, at least is worth like $500 million to $1 billion, I will say.
Wow.
Not even mentioning a very big, large like customer base. Even, of course, right now, the liquidity crisis in the exchange is troublesome, right? But I think if we put along those things, I think at least we are talking about like $1 billion platform here.
Justin, just to follow up on Lawrence's question. So as we all know, Binance and CZ sort of indicated that they were willing to step in to kind of, pour some money into this, and then took a closer look at FTX and were like, no, never mind, we're out, right? So I guess I'm just curious, like, first of all, what do you think about Binance's role in this whole thing? Because it's very controversial. Some people think that CZ did this purposely to kill his competitor. I'm just curious, what do you think about Binance's role in this whole drama?
Yes. First, huge respect and admire for like CZ take courage to try to rescue FTX. I think in the first place, and even eventually it didn't work out, but I still believe this proved like the leadership of CZ for the whole industry. And I don't think CZ is like purposely attacking like FTX. I think for CZ, what he's doing is just like remind like everybody about the risk of like the certain situation. But eventually, of course, it turns out to be like a bank run for FTX. But eventually, I think the situation right now we are in, the liquidity crisis eventually is because of the mismanagement of the customer fund and also the mismatch of the liquidity in FTX itself. So I think they need to take the full responsibility for that.
Justin, also it's very well known that you have recently, as you are wearing a t-shirt that says Huobi on it, which is another exchange. So is there, if you're getting involved with FTX and trying to revive it, is there any conflict of interest here, or how do you kind of do both of these things at the same time?
Yes, sure. So first of all, I'm the member of the Huobi Advisory Board. So I advise on the development of Huobi platform and help it on globalization. For right now, the collaboration between TRON and the FTX, I'm just playing a role, try to help like TRX user and the TRON ecosystem token holders here. So right now, at least for this moment, we don't involve in like any situation to provide like any financial or management like support for FTX.
Oh, so here, I'll jump in here. I thought, Lawrence, you were going to ask something. But
I was going to ask, there's been some talk, of course, of issues involving USDT and potentially some shorting involved in it. What's the story with USDT and TRON? I mean, where do you see things going there?
Yes. So I think yesterday we saw a lot of FUD about like Tether and also on Binance platform. Even, right? So we see Tether, the price went into like $1 0.03 USD against with BUSD, and also for TRON reserve, we deploy I think around 1 billion USDC to buying USDC. To buying USDT. So right now you can see right now the price is back to 1-to-1. So I think this is just like a constant, like every basically I think every season we saw like somebody try to FUD stable coin, which I think we always try to safeguard the industry here and try to make sure that the stable coin is pegged. And also USDT on TRON, you probably see the news recently has become exchange of means and legal digital currency of Dominica. And also at the same time, I think USDT on TRON today, which I think is around $40 billion, is one of the most popular payment system, I think, in the world.
Justin, just want to jump in there. So the TRON Network USDD stablecoin you're talking about, it was wobbling from its dollar peg earlier this week. You also speculated in a tweet that Alameda Research, which is a sister company of FTX, might have started the deviation by selling its USDD holdings. Do you think that is still true? And I guess a follow-up to that is you've been talking to Sam Bankman-Fried, I assume. And if so, how's he doing?
I think first of all, I don't have like any evidence on the particular transaction, so I'm just like speculating because TRON is a decentralized network. I don't know like who hold any addresses, but for the transaction, I see basically the owner of those USDT sell the USDT. In a very cheap price, is even without because we have different platforms. So if you can arbitrage on different platform, actually you can get a better price. But he just like dump it in the market, cause I think short term the price volatility to around like $1.02 or something. Basically, he lost like 2% by doing the transaction. Right now, I think the USDD pairs basically in Ethereum and TRON is back to normal, just like USDT. So that's for the USDD questions. And for SBF, I think I haven't talked to him for a while. The last time I talked with him is like 3 days ago. So I offer the TRX plan, and he accepted. And of course, you see on the Twitter he retweeted. I think right now he's still like focused on to get FTX right back to normal and solve the liquidity crisis, which as a CEO of FTX, that's his responsibility.